Coalition wins. Coalition wins. Coalition wins. Bomb has been planted. Breach wins. Breach wins. Bomb has been planted.
Throwing frag!
Bomb has been defused. Coalition wins. Coalition wins. Coalition wins.
What's up guys, I'm Random Frank P, and today I got a video that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. We're gonna be checking out the $3,500 Tfue KeyCult keyboard. Now as you can see, taking a look at it, it is a bit different than the current version that Tfue's using. That's because he was given two options during production. This one is the pink and blue splatter look, but he went with that more blended anodized look, which does look really cool, but this is literally the same board. It's the same plate, keycaps, switches, all that stuff. So I figured for this video, we'll take an in-depth look at it, go over it all, so you can see what Tfue's really rocking with. So for the keyboard itself, this is a fully commissioned KeyCult #1 in the 60% layout, and it was built by bespoke keyboard maker Teha Types. If you don't know him already, you should. I'll put his channel down below. But what makes this keyboard special is there is literally nothing else like this in the world. This is a complete one-off custom build. And while I'm sure a lot of you will agree that his anodizing on his board definitely looks pretty cool, I'm actually pretty impressed with how the splatter looks in person. With the pink base and the blue paint, it just really pops and still kind of falls along with that, Fortnite kind of aesthetic. After all, that's like his shtick. On the top right-hand side of the keyboard, you can see it has Tfue engraved into it. Then along the backside, right above the USB-C port, is the KeyCult logo. Into some other specs about the board, we have a steel mid piece that it's a really nice accent piece along the sides of it, and the plate itself is aluminum. This thing is super solid. It weighs just over 3 pounds at above 60 ounces, and also flipping it over, you can see we have this really nice mirror-like polished stainless steel, which also helps add to that weight. We'll get into the switches and a sound test in a minute, don't worry. But one thing that I personally added was this custom coiled cable here. This is from Space Cables, and it's actually a custom kind of braid here that I think blends in and works perfectly with the colors and the aesthetic, because it is a blue tech flex around it with a pink cable, which, depending on certain lighting and stuff, it can look purple. Again, just blending in perfectly with how this looks. And just Space Cables, they're my go-to for these custom USB-C cables. You can see the braid on this cable is super tight. You pull it apart and it just snaps right back into place. It's black magic. And by the way, this is the Thor mousepad from X-Ray Pad. I had one of these lying around. Never really fit my style in terms of how it looks, but again, paired with this, it works out pretty well. All right, now getting into the goods for the keycaps here. They are nicely. Make them really buttery. 4mm travel, building this will do a sound. And to bring it all together, you're probably wondering, how does this cost $3,500? Keith, if you're watching, that's a lot more than $680. But the thing is, you have to keep in mind, this is completely custom built and commissioned, especially for him. Only one of these exists in the world, in addition to his completely one-off that he has right now that he's using. A lot of it is coming with the custom CNC milling and the tooling for the actual keyboard. Not only that, but you have the PCB, the switches, the plate. All of it starts to add up. You then add in the cost of the anodizing that was done to the board. Also, not cheap. Keycaps themselves, also not cheap by any means. GMK Striker, you're looking at, it builds up, it adds up over time. Not only that, but Teja Types, who gets these parts in and builds them, part of the $3,500 also comes into play there. So in the end, yeah, $3,500 is bizarre, but for someone like Tfue in his position, he could, do that no problems. And at the
Introducing Everest, the world's first customizable.
So when it comes to mice, honestly, I actually don't think it's a good idea to spend a lot, which is why I picked this guy. Again, another $17.
All right, let me put but I want this would have been stress. The way I gotta. Anyways.
No, look, we're putting you back together. You're fine.
They're slipping behind. Behind. All the way. Help.
That's actually one.
Oh, I flashed nothing.
Okay, this one is like somehow a full head above you. Woo. Okay, are there any more? Oh yeah, I'm forgetting this one. Okay. Triple blink.
Let me show you guys something. I'm not sure how many of you guys know this. It's this spot. Any vibers?
Just slipping top left. She's one.
I'm ready to go. Scared.
Go 3, 2, 1. Let's move.
Mine slipping one.
Don't look up here, please, Eva Chan. Don't look up here. I'm not here. I'm a guitar. I'm a fucking guitar, bro.
가는 중.
오케이. 빨리 2층 오세요.
Okay.
온다.
Grab free.
No!
they're on her.
What?
Wait, I'm gonna hammer him.
Give it to me when I become Doom. Alright, give it to me now. Oh my lord. I'm leaving, baby.
Nice.
Genji man.
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Oh my god.
Dude, I want to know how many emotes Nightbot has.
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Oh my god.
Dude, I want to know how many emotes Nightbot has. I fucking booped them all.
Oh, here it is, dude.
How did he get more?
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Oh my god.
Dude, I want to know how many emotes Nightbot has.